So both Saiyans have arrived at New Namek, and Goku tells the whole Namekian village that Moro's gonna land any minute now, so he advises that they grab their Dragon Balls and start booking it in the other direction. All the Namekians comply with zero hesitation, and a spaceship lands a second later. And the way Moro walks out of his spaceship really had me thinking that Palpatine somehow returned a second time. Anyway, the GOAT epitomizes every single Fortnite sweat, saying that he hasn't went outside in 10 million years. But don't let the lack of grass touching fool you, because Moro darts his eyes towards the Namekian house and starts playing Dragon Ball the Breakers against a kid named Eska. Moro uses the Force to grab the child and begins absorbing his life energy to reach his level 2. But suddenly Vegeta kicks Eska out of Moro's grasp and brings the kid back to his Namekian elder. If that wasn't cool enough, Vegeta proceeds to talk about how he regrets hurting these Namekians back in the Namek saga, and it's honestly beautiful seeing Vegeta's character develop like this. Anywho, Vegeta rushes in as a Super Saiyan, but Moro evades all of Vegeta's attacks with such ease. The GOAT then gets on all fours to leap onto his spaceship, giving Raspberry a front row seat to the fight at hand. Moro then tells Vegeta that he should sit down, big fella, and forces the prince to hit the bingo post whilst he's being sent into the nearest mountain. As all hope is lost, the landscape explodes with a brilliant red aura, revealing that Vegeta's now at Super Saiyan God. The prince then hits the officer Elron, pressuring Moro to tap further into the dark side, but Vegeta dodges left and right like it's Subway Surfers. The GOAT parries the Saiyan's initial punch, but Vegeta catches him off guard and gives Moro the nastiest chin check. He's literally got Moro admiring the Namekian sky like he's a tourist. Vegeta's quite disappointed that the Galactic Patrol was scared of a pensioner, and Moro proceeds to throw all sorts of rubble at the prince, but Vegeta clears all of it with one effortless swipe. However, the GOAT takes off his robe and decides to take this fight seriously by using his magic. He then powers up like a typical Dragon Ball villain, which causes magma to spew out of the ground. This special move that Moro's conjured up actually originates from New Namek itself, but the GOAT is able to manipulate it to his very desires. And oh nah, Moro's first magma strike literally has Vegeta in the fetal position. The prince gets caught by more of Moro's attacks, so he escapes to the sky, but the range of the magma extends even further, causing Vegeta to turn into monkey suit. Luckily, he's able to break free of the cobblestone and charges in straight for Moro, but the GOAT puts down his firewalls to switch to defense mode. With the sheer number of firewalls he's placed down, you'd think that Moro was making a fortune in cybersecurity. The tyrant then gives Vegeta the most devious grin and uses more of his magic to transition into attack mode. Noticing that Vegeta's in a bit of a pickle, Goku offers to sub in, but Vegeta tells him to shush his mush. The prince then tells Moro that he can't keep spamming that move, but the GOAT corrects him, saying that he can actually do so until the planet offs itself. With this new info, Vegeta realizes that he can't recapture Moro, especially since he's got no more transformations up his sleeve.
Stop the cap.
He then tries to convince Moro that he's better off not killing both him and Goku, so Moro explains that he's after the Dragon Balls and wonders if Vegeta knows how they work, but the prince gives him a big fat no. As his punishment, Vegeta receives more magma, but he's able to blast it, causing the magma to cool right down.
Damn. He really about to rock my shit.
Moro serves Vegeta even more on his plate, and the prince wants him to spill the beans, asking what he's gonna wish for, because at his current power he would solo all of Dragon Ball Z. But Moro isn't satisfied by that, saying that in his prime he would have obliterated both Saiyans and the entire planet in the blink of an eye. Vegeta realizes that Moro would wish for his power back, and literally calls the GOAT rotten scum that's worth killing for sure. So the Saiyan begins to emit a blue aura, bulks up his muscles, and now has blue eyes. This allows the prince to push back Moro's attack with such force. He then stands proud as a Super Saiyan Blue and reveals that he was hiding his true intent. In response, Moro hurtles a whole tsunami at Vegeta like it's Boxing Day 2004, so the prince levels up even further by turning blue evolution and proceeds to fly straight at the magma. Bro then does the ultimate disrespect by surfing on Moro's attack, and Goku has to be triggered that Vegeta stole his whole flow. The prince then gets off at his destination and loads up a kick targeted straight at Moro's sternum. Thankfully, the GOAT is able to get a nice warm bath, and Vegeta reverts to base. However, Goku wasn't even watching the fight because he was too busy admiring the Namekian fauna and notices that one of the trees is slowly withering away. Anywho, the GOAT gets out of the lake, and Vegeta insists that he will avenge these Namekians by putting Moro down for good. However, Vegeta's cold speech is rudely interrupted by Cranberry flying away.
Bye, have a great time.
So Moro takes this opportunity to fire at both Saiyans, producing a smokescreen. He then charges up a powerful ki blast, and I'm genuinely thinking that he's gonna pull a Kid Buu and wipe out the whole planet in one singular move. But Moro subverts all expectations by compressing his attack and munches on the ball, granting him an immense stat boost. With one index finger, Moro sits Cranberry right to the ground and reassures the soldier, saying that he will win. Menace's anxiety is fully justified, but Vegeta still thinks that this power boost is not enough to surpass Super Saiyan Blue. There's no way he's holding Blue that highly, as if it didn't catch so many L's in the past. Anyway, Vegeta begins to transform, but he just stands there looking all goofy and base. Goku tells him to chop chop, saying that he can only beat Moro if he turns blue. So Vegeta decides to end this banter and transforms again, but suddenly Vegeta realizes that he can't even turn Super Saiyan. Jargo puts 2 and 2 together, realizing that Moro doesn't just absorb the planet itself, but also the life force of every single organism living on it. This also means that Moro can just weaken both Goku and Vegeta without even attacking them, and it's that sole reason why Menace did not want both Saiyans to go to Namek. We then cut to Vegeta's head being used as a dodgeball and getting tossed around the whole map. Moro then violates Vegeta by making him eat his own words, saying that he was just hiding his true intent. Goku can't stand that his best buddy is being used for Wii Sports, so he charges in with a kneecap, but Moro hits him with the and the goat does the ultimate violation by grabbing Goku's ankle and gives him the Broly special, causing the Saiyan to have one concussion after another. But we're not even done yet, because Moro finishes prepping his meal by literally cooking up Goku to a scorching well done. Vegeta then jumps into the air, firing off a Gallic gun, but the goat literally says, "I want a piece of that!" and proceeds to eat Vegeta's attack for lunch. Meanwhile, on Beerus' planet, the god of destruction is getting absolutely bored out of his mind, and Whis notices that the Namekian planet is going through a serious decline. However, Beerus is elated because the villain that's causing this is doing his job for him. So the angel asks him if he's going to intervene, but Beerus passes due to Namek having no food, and that's because Namekians only drink water.
Meanwhile,
both Saiyans are on their last legs, and Goku realizes that they have to ditch the Namekians to get back to Menace, but it turns out that Goku is so tuckered out that he can't even use instant transmission. That explosion was so devastating that Vegeta was forced into his Buu Saga outfit. Moro's kind of surprised that the two Saiyans put up a good fight even though they never existed in the Heian era, and he has to have some sort of hatred for Goku because he flat out knees Goku in the stomach and grabs his neck. And just as I thought that Vegeta got out scot-free, Moro grabs him using the force and absorbs the energy from both Saiyans. He then chows down on the food and Moro begins to evolve. And that meal was so scrumptious to the point that Moro gained a whole 6-pack. Anywho, Cranberry walks up to the goat and starts glazing him so badly, and he tries to convince Moro that he wasn't spamming the flee button, but he can already smell that Cranberry was just capping. The soldier then drops the axe, and Moro wonders about how he would even find said Dragon Balls, so Cranberry presents his scouter like it's show and tell, and mentions that he can locate the villages that house the wish-granting orbs. Anywho, both criminals waddle into their spaceship, and Cranberry questions if Goku and Vegeta have actually hit the bucket, so Moro reassures him that those drains of energy will die sooner or later. With the Saiyans eliminated from the equation, they now begin searching for their first Dragon Ball.